Caitlyn Clark reminded everybody who she is in the Fever win over the Wings in what was a blowout victory. One where Clark didn't even shoot the ball well again, but she completely dominated the game and shows the difference between her and everyone else through her playmaking.
Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever are not just winning, they're rewriting the script of the WNBA. In a season that started with whispers of wasted potential and locker room friction, the Indiana Fever have emerged as the WNBA's most captivating story, and at the heart of the storm is none other than Caitlyn Clark. Despite another off-shooting night, Clark orchestrated a 102-89 demolition of the Dallas Wings, reminding everyone that dominance in basketball isn't always measured by the scoreboard. Sometimes, it's the symphony of movement, vision, and leadership she brings every time she touches the ball. Clark didn't lead in scoring. She didn't need to. She commanded the game.
Caitlyn Clark said, folks, forget what she's talking about. Today, I'm going to run the show. Today, I'm going to control the pace. Today, I'm going to dictate how this team plays basketball. And in the first half, we saw exactly that. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, you heard that correct. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, I shit you. Folks, fans have a voice. Sometimes when the noise gets too loud and they're tired of hearing from it, they say, let's just buy in a little bit. Let's let Caitlyn Clark be Caitlyn Clark. Let's not pull the reins back too much. And in that first half, we saw exactly that.
From full-court assists that seemed to defy physics to defensive plays that flipped momentum in an instant, she showcased a kind of floor generalship that separates great players from generational ones. She tallied double-digit assists and led a Fever team that looked like a disjointed puzzle just weeks ago. Now, they're a force humming like a championship-caliber machine. The real transformation began when the Fever made the bold move to part ways with Dana Bonner. Her exit wasn't just a roster change, it was an energy cleanse. Suddenly, the locker room breathed lighter, players smiled more, and the court came alive. In her place, a rejuvenated, refocused group led by Clark and sparked by unsung heroes like Sophie Cunningham, who's become a vocal.
Because we've seen a huge change. We've seen a huge change from the Indiana Fever over the last 6 quarters. And especially in the fourth quarter, in the Dallas Wings game. And there were 2 players in particular that I have said that their style of play, regardless of how they're playing, is not going to work long term. And those 2 players had unbelievable games yesterday.
Leader, a defensive enforcer, and the team's emotional caffeine shot all rolled into one. Cunningham didn't just buy into Clark's role. She evangelized it, turning doubters into believers and ensuring the team no longer resisted Clark's stardom, they thrived in it. Every player found new life. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, all thrived in Clark's ecosystem, where the pass arrives just before the cut and defense turns instantly into offense. This isn't the Caitlyn Clark show with backup dancers. It's a team of equals orbiting a gravitational talent. Clark's leadership doesn't scream, it elevates. Her basketball IQ casts shadows over defenders still trying to solve the basics. She sees plays developing before most even notice a shift in formation. The Fever have now won 2 straight and look poised to make a real playoff push, a possibility that seemed laughable a month ago. But the stats only tell half the story. The other half: joy, energy, swagger. This team now walks into arenas with the quiet confidence of a group that knows what it's building is bigger than a win streak, it's a culture. So go ahead. Recheck those playoff predictions. The Fever aren't just heating up, they're erupting. The Caitlyn Clark era has arrived, and it's not waiting for permission. This is more than a run. It's a revolution. And from the look of things,